Hey everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, where today I'm not alone and I'm not playing Raid Shadow Legends either. Actually playing Awaken Chaos Era today, which is kind of like the really hot new up and coming game that's challenging Raid. I've been playing for just over a week now, but I'm kind of a noob. I need a bit of help to really maximize my account and go the right way. So today I'm joined by Fastidious. How are you, dude?
Good. How you doing, everybody? Thanks for having me, Nubs.
You're welcome. Yeah, the first collab we did was on Raid, and yeah, it was really well received. People were really excited to see.
Yeah.
So
turns out we had a lot of crossover and fans, so that's pretty great.
Yeah. So hey, if you enjoy that video or you enjoy either of our content, you might like this game too. What we're gonna do today, we're going to go through, and basically I thought a really good way to do a beginner sort of guide is, you know, having an actual beginner, i.e. me, asking questions of someone who actually knows what they're doing. And, you know, it's kind of stuff that becomes obvious to you when you play the game for a while. So yeah, I'm going to be picking Fastidious. I'm going to be picking your brain with a few questions here, and you can point me in the right direction and help point the viewers in the right direction as well.
100%.
If they pick up the game too.
Yeah.
And we are going to do another video over on your channel as well, where we're going to talk about some of the best elites in the game, which are like the equivalent of rares. So these are like champions that you can easily
Not
get
Tuzago,
hold
though.
of.
We won't be talking about him.
No, he's bad. Okay.
He's fine. He's fine.
Fair enough. I got one of him, I think, yesterday, but I haven't used him. All right. Well, let's actually, the first thing I wanted to ask you about, dude, was the starter champions. So when you start off the game, you get in the adventure mode, you get Zachary, you get Evelyn. Who else do we get? We get someone else. We get
Connor,
down here.
Connor pretty soon from the Covenant. You get Kane. Yeah.
There was Kane, yeah, and Connor. You can obviously tell that I think he's probably the best one because he's the most leveled. I've seen a lot of people using it.
Connor's fantastic, and he's an elite. We'll talk about him a lot in my video. I think we should make a distinction. The starter champions, like these are like the freebie champions you 100% get, but then also when you beat 2-8 in the adventure, you also get those rookie summons where you're going to get 5 champions, and they're starter legendary. So we should probably talk about that. And you see Nubs here's got Hydrazia.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you have any off the bat recommendations? Like, is there like a starter legendary that you see and you go, that's the one? I want to pick that one.
I mean, to me, 3 of them kind of stand apart. One of them is the best, I believe, especially as you start progressing. And certainly that was the case back when we got Nathalia for free. Not so much anymore. But if you go to the Sylvan Woodlands, we got Mythasia. She's the second legendary you got there. So Mythasia is super special in this game because you will get support units, like, you know, to kind of carry you and heal you up. Like Connor's a perfect example. We'll talk about some other elites that are easy to get in my video. But having such a powerful legendary support, basically within like your first hour of playing, if you're playing, you know, focused, she's special. And she's the only champion in the game with a revive, and she has an AoE revive for her ult. The ult is like her A3, right? The ultimate. And it's really, really tremendous. And you can see here, like, it's on a 4-turn cooldown. Like, it's not even like something crazy. So not only does she have the only AoE revive, only revive period, but she's got a crazy one. So if you just want to like definitely set yourself up for success, she's a way to go. I mean, you're not getting any damage there, but she's going to help you immediately progress through all content, and she'll be on your account for a very, very long time. Right next to Hydrazia is Mulhex. So he's who I would put in, I would say Mythasia is like SS starter. I actually chose not to go for her because I was like, who needs support? But do I regret it? Kind of. I would say Mulhex, he was buffed about 2 or 3 weeks ago. This game's really cool. They're doing weekly patches, which almost always include character rebalances, and he's gotten very good. So I would say he's tied for second, maybe just behind. Maybe he's a close third to our second champion. We'll talk in a minute. But if we look at his trait first, so that's all the way on the left. See battle instinct. Any attack by any ally affected by attack up against an enemy reduces this character's ability cooldowns by 1 turn. So I'm pretty sure this was the subject of the buff. This is crazy. So as you'll see from his ultimate, not only does he put out AoE attack up, which is like just increased attack, but also, and he gives it to a buff to all his allies. You're gonna get Connor, who we'll talk about, who's insane, who has that, and it's just like a really increased attack AOE is really easy to have. So basically, any of your champions will have it whenever they're doing damage dealing. They're reducing the cooldowns. So this move, which hits super hard, 200% to an enemy with defense down, it's cool, but it's really with him all about the the A2. If you see there, this is what makes him so special. So Rampage. If he's under attack up, which he's going to be, like I said, because you're either using his ultimate, his A3, or you're going to be pairing him with a Connor or maybe a Brand if you got the monthly pass, something like that. It's 100% damage, but it's on a 4-turn cooldown, but it's basically like a 2 or 3-turn cooldown because anytime anyone else is with Battle Instinct, and it's 200% damage. So if you want to go nuker, this is the nuker to go with. Especially for water affinity. So he's a really cool champion, and he's only just starting to get used. So Hydrazia, I'm thinking, Nubs, you went with her because she was really hyped in the meta to start, but now she's outclassed even among the starter legendaries, I would say, by Mulhex. There you go, Evra. So this is who I chose.
It's Misfortune from League of Legends, man.
I'm not familiar with the game, but yeah. Is there someone that looks just like her?
If you Google Misfortune from League of Legends, like it literally looks almost identical to.
I will. In between our filmings, I have to Google her. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like literally, the only difference is she doesn't have a sword. She has 2 pistols.
So this is our little pirate girl. I went with her. She's hyped up as like. A lot of people say she's as good a choice as Mythasia. I mean, having used her, I don't use her right now. I pulled an extra copy of her, so I have her at A level 1, so she's an extra 15% base attack, and I still don't use her right now. But that's mostly because it's so hard to build legendary champions. And you got to just be selective. But I mean, if you look at her base stats, they're insane. So S tier attack, A tier health, and then the rest is all Bs. She's just like super well rounded. And she's got a lot going on in her kit that works really well. She's like straight out and out damage, unless you get her to Ascension level 2, which is crazy if you go to the trait. But she's proccing so much damage. Like compared to some of these other damage dealers, she's crazy. So she's getting a rage every time she lands a hit on an enemy. Once that gets to 4, she triggers artillery support, which is basically like a smaller version of her ultimate, which is an AoE, which is crazy. And then you see here at max rage, after using, if you look at the Ascension effects, there's a 50% chance to expend all rage and apply defense down. So if you can get her Ascension level 2, if I get one more copy of her, or even if I get a legendary scroll, I might bring her to A2 because that really takes her to another level. But if you look at her ultimate, it's a slapper. 150% to 200% and gives attack up to her. This move, if there are 4 enemies, which is how the teams work in this game, and they're not dead yet, it will proc twice essentially, because she hits this. Each hit on the enemies fills her rage, so then she triggers another artillery support from the trait. So she's basically getting 2 big nukes. So if you remember how good I said Mulhex was with his double 100%, I mean this is like cranked up to 1,000. The A2 is really cool. Also, just with synergy with her kit, because she deals damage, and if she's under attack up, she'll launch a bonus attack. So now you're halfway to full rage at 4, and then the A1 is whatever. I mean, it hits kind of hard. Bleeding is really not a good thing going on in this. However, you see if affected by attack up, launches a bonus attack again. So
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, she pops off. She can, if you build her well, it's like endless damage. She's really annoying to face in the arena because she's got such high base stats. So you can't just one-shot her the way you could like an Athalia or a Zatlux or something.
Okay, so the next thing I want to ask you then was tying into that. So we've some of these starter champs, and you get your starter legendary. Should you be like focusing on just getting like your legendary up to 6 stars, or one of these other champs to 6 stars? Should you get everyone to 5 stars? Like,
that's a good question. So, I mean, for perspective, my Evra is still sitting at level 50. I've never brought her up. She's actually totally like naked right now, wearing no gear. I just don't use her.
Fair.
I just have no use for her. I intend to use her, but yeah, legendaries, like I'm saying, it's just it's very difficult to find. If you want to quickly go to dungeons and we can show No Man's Land and I can kind of explain it. So No Man's, so in like a game like Raid or something, you have to like somehow get prizes or rewards or something, or you clan boss drop something to earn books or tomes or some way to get skill ups. In this game, you can farm them. Basically, you have the elite ones, which are the blue ones, then you got the epic ones, and then you've got the legendary ones. it's really hard to get the legendary ones. I'll say it's easy to synthesize, but you really need to be farming like probably stage 9, which is the max stage, but no less than stage 7 to be farming up for legendary characters. I will say I find it very, very easy to farm up skill ups for elite characters and for epic characters. But for legendary, I mean, so I have my Desmond is fully skilled up. So that's 9 skill ups. Every character in this game to be fully skilled up, it's always 9. So it's cool that it's consistent. But Desmond is the only legendary character I fully skilled up. He's actually the only legendary character I brought to 60. And it took me like a week. And that was farming stage 9. It just tremendous time investment and energy investment. And so there you see. So this is your first clear. You see you got 20 elites from the clear, 10 epics, and then an extra epic. So if you ignore those first, you only got 1 epic, 10 elites. Yeah. And those 10 elites can become one. So you basically got 2 epics worth. And you need 10 epics. Well, actually for dark it's 8. But you need 8 to 10 epics to make 1 legendary. And you need 10 legendaries plus 50 epics to do a skill up, as you can see there. So really just do the math. It's a lot, right? So it's 450 epics and then 90 legendaries. That is crazy how much that is. So that's probably a good moment to talk about, who you want to 60 first. Supports really work, especially in earlier content at 50. I basically have all my supports at level 50 except for Hakron, who I don't think you have yet.
So like Connor, for example, get him up to 50?
Yeah, so my Connor's at 50. When you're first starting and you're just trying to clear out adventure mode, I'm assuming looking at your roster, are you on Mythic Adventure? How far in are you?
I've just reached Mythic, yeah.
So the first thing you want to do in this game is get to Mythic Adventure. It's the best place to farm up just like basic gear, lots of gold, lots of jelly, which is experience points, and then glyphs. And glyphs are like the best way to skill up your character. So you're doing pretty good here. Reach to stage 4. You want to get through like stage 4. That's probably like a nice place to stop and then focus glyphs for a little while till you get stronger.
Okay.
You don't have to beat the whole thing. I'm at the end of chapter 8 and I just stopped because I was like, why keep going?
I've heard it's really hard. Like when you
it gets incredibly
past,
hard. I could probably push through it now, but I don't even bother because I just focus on glyphs. So you just want to team whatever you need to do to make your team good enough to get to where Nubs is here. Like the middle of Mythic. Because then you can kind of, if you want to quickly just show a character and go to glyphs.
Yeah, I can do that. I actually did a lot of glyphs, and I don't know if I should have.
That is what you should be doing. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
So you see Nubs has level 5 glyphs here, so he's onto legendary glyphs. If you click one of these missing ones from Hydrasia, it will tell you, and then click the picture.
Yeah, it shows you where you get them.
It shows you where you can get them. So you can get them already at 4-5. So could you do 8-5 and 10-5, and would it be more efficient? Kind of. It would, but is that worth the insane investment it's going to take to get your team all the way up to 8 and then 10? You're not ready yet. So just focus on your glyphs, get your character strong enough, and then you'll be able to push a little higher.
All right. So one thing I want to do, which really helped me, but I don't know exactly how it works. So I want to ask what your opinion is on this. But like I got stuck for ages on the last boss. The last boss, the campaign, he's super nasty. And I did 2 things to take him out. But one of them, actually, they're both here in this starting screen. So one of them, and I wanted to ask you what you think about these. These are spells. They're kind of like summoner spells from League. I know you said you didn't play it, but I think by default, you're going in with Smoldering Flames, which does some AoE, and Gaia's Renewal. But like for beating the last boss, and this also helped me beat one of the things that was a real pain in the butt. I don't know if you found this a pain in the butt, but it was the story mission thing in like chapter 2 only?
2S, yeah. Everyone talks about 2S. It's so hard.
2S, man, the Champion's Path, where you can't
this is
play
impossible.
as your characters. But the way I actually went really easy for me was by bringing in one of these particular spells.
Water Prison. Great. You did the right thing. That's what everyone does. So you face off against, there you see Dark Nicholas, who like lore-wise in this game, like Nicholas is, I don't know what his role is. He's the Duke of the whole, whatever this world is. And then he gets corrupted by the Dark. He has this ability where he has like invincibility, so they're basically like unkillable in raid is what it'd be. So imagine like Skull Crown or something, but his lasts for like 3 or 4 turns. So you're just screwed because he puts out crazy damage. So basically, Water Prison is just a strip. It also applies stun, which is great. He can't be stunned at this level because he's a boss. However, the strip, you just strip him, and then your next character just taps him and he's dead. So basically, the way you want to approach these 10-8 levels is wait till you have him at 1% health. Then you'll see his invincibility trigger.
And then
There's
water
unkillable
prison.
trigger, and then you use water prison, and then just tap him, and he's down.
Yeah.
But this
So
is
like,
something a lot of people have trouble with.
yeah, because I got super stuck there, and I was trying to figure out what to do, and then water prison came along. It's like, oh, that's how you deal with it. So I want to like which of these spells? There's so many
So
spells.
I think
you
water
unlock
prison is
them.
probably the best spell in the game. I use
Okay.
it in Void Tower a ton. You can use this round of
Yeah.
Void Tower. It changes every month. This round you're able to CC enemies. You used to not be able to on or certain enemies you couldn't.
Ah,
So water prison's
okay.
awesome. I use water prison. I actually just put out a video, a guide on how
Mhm.
to use Windstrex, who might be like the strongest PvP champion in the game. And I always
Yeah.
bring her with water prison because basically I want to outspeed their Windstrex. She's a speed booster, and then I use
Yeah.
water prison to stun their Windstrex so they don't get to speed up.
Nice.
So yeah, Sundering Purgatory is something I use a ton. If you have something like Evra at A2, remember I was saying she gets the chance at AoE defense down, then maybe you don't need that anymore. If you get William, who might be the single best character in the game, even though he's an epic, and I did fortunately get him a week ago, he has AoE decrease defense. So then you don't need to bring that. The other really good spells, Gaia Renewal, if you just don't have any healers, that's pretty solid. Smoldering Flames, I only use in Adventure just to pump out a little extra damage on the easy stages, just to speed farm them.
Okay.
Take the best, use your jelly boosters, your XP boosters to the max potential. Just get as much damage out. I would say I kind of use all these. Rage is really good. The second to last one. Yeah, that right there. Yeah.
I've used that a bit too. It's nice.
There's certain things where you have this, what is it called? Something Quantum Leap or something. What's this last one here? Agile Leap. Just another way to get a little extra turn and get a cleanse.
I've never used it yet, but
yeah, I never really use that, but people will use that. I would say a good place for that is like the Bane Wraith, where you just need to get extra hits to take down his shield. And then if you look this first green one from our right there, that's one I actually have been using a lot lately, Shield of Mercy. Basically, it will just, it gives your character like invincibility at 1% just for one hit.
That's pretty cool.
That can be the difference. So I use that. I use that in Endless Trials, and I use that in Tower.
Yeah, I hear you. So the other thing then I wanted to ask you was, and something I found was super helpful is this support hero thing. I might be covering it on the screen actually. I'm not sure with my webcam, but
support heroes
I can basically
are like one of the greatest features in the game. I don't know. We should be friends. You should be able to find me.
Yeah, I can find
my
you.
Nathalia.
This is you.
There
man.
I am. So this is my Nathalia,
in...
who, if you hold her down, you'll see the stats. She's not crazy. I just took a couple pieces of gear off her, but you see she's a lot better than what Nubs is working with right now.
Yeah, she's so much better than my jumps.
but for me, I'll still use support heroes in Bounty Hunt. That's where I'm having the most trouble. Like, don't be afraid. So basically, support heroes is each person sets a rep, like a character representative, and then you can share that. You can share that with your friends, and you have up to 50 friends, and your friends can use your rep 3 times, so 150 times. You can use a support hero, and a lot of times, like I have a friend, shout out Butness, he's at level 73, so his Sierra is stronger than the rest of my roster combined. So when in doubt, just use that, and it's don't be like ashamed, like, oh, I want to do it myself. Like, you want to progress through content as fast as possible and get to Mythic. Eventually, I mean, nowadays I only really use support heroes in Bounty Hunt. Because it's really hard content once you're over 70. Actually, once you're over 65 or so. But early on in the adventure, when you just need to get to Mythic, like, use them. Like Nubs should use my Nathalia. Everyone else, if you have friends that are even stronger, definitely use those champions. Ooh, I've got a pro tip. I actually haven't mentioned a video, so I'll just give it to you. You can throw this on auto. I'm sure you can beat it, right?
Yeah, probably.
With this Urion, you can. If you click that ... behind the pause button. This brings you. Well, you can't do it during the ults. You see, there's the world chat, the global chat. What I'll do is I'll just see who's active. Now I don't have to because now people add me because I'm decent. But at the beginning, when I was like level 10 or 15 or 20, I would just see anyone that's chatting, anyone that's playing a new character. It means they're playing right now, right? If they were like at first, it was like if you're over level 15, I'm just gonna add everyone over level 15. And then the next day I'd go in and delete like my bottom. You can delete 10 friends a day. I would delete the bottom 10 people, the lowest 10 ranks or the least, right? And then I would add everyone over level 20 and then everyone over level 25. And now my friends list, like everyone's over level 35, with a lot of people over level 50. And like, to me, that's really useful. So when you're
how do I add this guy? How do I add him?
You click his icon. So you see that guy's picture of Brand or something, or Evelyn. You click one of those icons.
Oh, yeah.
You click there. Yeah, click that.
Oh, it's not working.
Oh, because you're in a battle. Wait till the battle's done, and then it'll work.
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
Yeah, the battle just ended, and then it popped up. So then you can go. I want to grab that guy. And then something you can do later on when you're kind of like me, and I want to be more selective. Like, I don't want anyone that reps Nathalia because I have a really good Nathalia, or not really good, but she does the job. So I'll click
Yeah.
any one of these, like click that picture of Valeria or
Yeah,
something.
like this guy.
You can go view
Right.
info,
Ah.
and then I can see who their rep is. So their rep's Valeria.
Ah.
It's like my Valeria is going to be stronger than their Valeria, so I won't add them. But if they have this person has Mythasia at level 60, like I'm going to add them because I don't have her, and that's awesome. Here, this is a super strong Zatlux, right?
Yeah,
Ascension
I'm your
5
friend now,
Zatlux.
buddy.
Yeah. So not everyone's going to accept you, but if you add like 80 people, like 5 or 10 of them are going to accept you, and then it's a great way to start out. And then once you're good enough, people will want to add you.
All right, wow, that's awesome, dude. Well, I tell you what, that probably covers a whole ton of tips for people today. You know, looking at the starting champions, making sure you're getting your glyphs. You know, don't rush to upgrade your legendary abilities because it does take time. You know, wait till you can get to level 9. Use your support champs, your spell. Lots of different tips.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was all. Thank you so much for that, man. I actually learned a ton there. That was
Thanks
great.
for having me. I love this game. So
I'm just like, we're gonna be recording the video now for your channel, and I'm just gonna be like a stalker in this world chat, being like, "Be my friend, be my friend." This is so good. Okay, it's huge.
Well, also, if you're nubkeks, you can just like tell people to add you, and then they're probably gonna add you because they watch your videos.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah, but. Oh man, thank you so much. What we're going to be doing now, we're going to be jumping over and recording a video on Fastidious' channel where we're going to be looking at a whole bunch. I think maybe the top 10 or something you were thinking?
Let me count.
Top 10 elites? Good for you.
The top 9, the best 9 elites in the game.
The best 9 elite. Okay, so they're, accessible champions that you can use to take on.
Yeah, in this game, the champion pool is really small, and I think there's a 2% chance. I don't know, you can check on summons. Go to normal summons, and then go to the eye in the bottom left corner. Yeah, you got a 2% chance to pull an elite. You get tons of normal summons. Like I get like 150 a day. Honestly, probably more. I farm so much. But when you get a 10 pull, like every 2 or 3, 4 10 pulls, you're gonna get an elite, and there's a limited pool of them. So yeah, look at Nubs. He's got over 200 normal summons. So if we just go here, you'll see.
We're going till we get an elite, man.
And there's only like maybe 30 elites in the whole game, and like I'm telling you, 9 of these are awesome. And I'm leaving out some of the ones that are just good. I'm only doing like the 9 awesome ones. So you're gonna get them. I promise.
I'm not having any luck here. Let's finish with an advanced summon, and then
the
link
let's see that video.
The link to the video on your channel is gonna be in the description and be in a pinned comment, so we can go check it out. Oh, it goes yellow if you're gonna get like an epic or something.
Oh, this is something. Okay, this is something I only learned like 2 days ago. So it goes yellow if you're gonna get epic or higher, but then there's a circle, and if the circle goes up to the sky, that means you're getting a legendary. So if the circle's shining in the sky, you're getting a legendary. I only just learned that.
Yeah, I've only got 1 legendary, so I didn't even realize.
He might be the best legendary in the game, though. So
I know. Yeah, dude, I was just like, I pulled my daily free summon, and I was like, wait a second, that's a legendary.
You got it for your daily?
Yeah, I think so. Man.
That's so sick.
I know, it was great. So yeah, there you go. Check out Fastidious' channel and check out the video we're gonna record over there. Yeah, thank you for joining me, man. It's been great.
No, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, cool. See you over there.